Hello everyone, this is Relationships Between Angles, Part 2, which obviously means if you haven't watched and followed up on Relationships Between Angles, Part 1, it would be very silly for you to do this lesson, so please go back and do that one first if you haven't yet. Alright, we're going to look at some more words that we can use when we're talking about how angles relate to each other. And for this one, we're just going to do it straight on paper because it is a little hard to see with the box of sticks, which is convenient because I guarantee you have paper. If you don't, go grab some. All right, so if we draw a line and we draw another line, they're totally random, then we know that this magically becomes a vertex, the place where they meet, and there's an angle right here, and an angle right here, and an angle right here, and an angle right here. We've just created 4 angles. If you look at any 2 angles that are straight across from each other across the vertex, so either this one and this one, or, let me grab another color, this one and this one, the 2 green ones are straight across the vertex from each other, this angle and this angle. Those are called vertical angles. Remember that when you talk about lines, vertical means straight up and down. When you talk about angles, vertical angles are the ones that are straight across the vertex from each other. If you look, you might notice something interesting about vertical angles. They tend to have something in common, but I'll leave that for you to investigate a little bit. Let's draw one more just for the sake of having another example. If we have this line and this line, this becomes our vertex, and this guy and this guy would be vertical angles. They're straight across. These 2 would also be vertical angles with each other. All right, that is half of the new words for this lesson. This is a 2 new pieces of nomenclature lesson. Vertical angles are straight across the vertex from each other. All right, next step. If we draw a line and another line, and we put our vertex right there, we've again created 4 angles. Any 2 angles that are adjacent means next to each other, and supplementary. Remember, supplementary from the last lesson means they add up to equal 180 degrees. They add up to make a straight angle. Little reminder right here. This guy plus this guy are supplementary angles. Okay, so adjacent and supplementary, which would mean this one plus this one. Those 2 angles are called a linear pair. Linear like line and a pair because there's 2. So these 2 little guys make a linear pair. They're next to each other and they add up to equal 180 degrees. These 2 down here could also make a linear pair. This one and this one could make a linear pair. There are lots of options. Go ahead and find a way to record this in your journal so that you have examples of this nomenclature. So when we're getting into talking about angles, you will have all the right words to talk about them. So again, vertical angles are straight across the vertex from each other, and a linear pair of angles are adjacent, they are next to each other, and supplementary, they add up to equal 180 degrees. Getting into some serious angle stuff, my friends. Go ahead and record your lesson, record some work, find a way to follow up, even if it's just writing down the words and their definitions. Try and define them in your own words. Instead of saying a linear pair is 2 angles that are adjacent and supplementary, maybe go non-robot version and say something that sounds like how you talk. Whatever works for you is good. Record your work, keep on going, be lovely people like you are, and I'll see you around. Bye.